Okay, it's Life Coach Tuesday, and we're going to talk about something that this one may not take a long time, because the answer to this is pretty simple. It's just like that Nike Nike slogan, I guess. Just do it. You know, this person that says, "I hurt someone, but I don't know how to ask for forgiveness." God communicates to us through a written word. Jesus is not walking through the door and tapping you on the shoulder and rubbing your shoulders and sitting down and having a cup of coffee with you. His words are recorded, and we look at that word, and that word is important because we can read it and reread it and look at it again and allow it to sink inside of us. So never underestimate the power of the written word. That's how we communicate. That's how mankind communicates down through the centuries, to the ages. In this last 100 years or so, compared to the thousands and thousands of years that we've been here, we didn't have what we have now, the way we can talk to each other. We had to write letters to each other. We had to, before they could even have a camera, before cameras were invented, you're going back into the 1800s, we wrote things. We didn't even have something to take a photograph of somebody. They would draw it. So written word is very powerful, and God has chosen to reveal himself to us through written word. The reason that I say this to you is the way in which to begin to ask for forgiveness for somebody you don't know how to approach is to write it down. It's as simple as that. Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, mail it to them, email it to them. That's where you start, because you can take your time and say what you want to say. You can look at it and reread it, make sure you've said everything that you know how to say, and then put it out there and send it, and then see how they respond. If you've apologized to them and they will not receive that and they will not respond to you, what else can you do? I mean, this process takes two people. It has to go back and forth. You need to unburden yourself by putting something on paper and then just sending it to them. Like I said, it could be a text, it could be an email, it could be anything that you write down where you can say the words that are in your heart to the best of your ability and send it off, and let that be the first step. That's the best way to begin, because without knowing you, without knowing your personality, without knowing what the offense was or who you're talking to, this is a great way to get the ball rolling, because that person may write back to you and say, "Oh no, I wasn't offended with that. I'm okay." And a good majority of the time, that's what happens. There's lots of people that have said to me, "I got to apologize to you because I really hated your music, or I hated you, and you offended me. But I said a lot of bad things about you. But I want to apologize." I'm like, "What? First of all, I don't know who you are, and I didn't see all this stuff happen. I never heard about it, so I'm not offended by it. The only way I'm even could remotely be offended is what you're saying right now." So there was nothing on my side that needed to deal with anything, because I didn't know. I had no clue. So a lot of times, sometimes, I should say a lot of times, sometimes, many times, the person who you offended is not nearly as offended as you think they are. And they want to offer forgiveness and they want to restore that relationship. I would start by putting it on paper and sending it, and trusting that the God who communicates to us through the written word can help you communicate to somebody else through the written word as well. It's the best way to go, at least to start.